Good Monday morning, and welcome to this winter wonderland from Canada, where the sun is shining on our beautiful snow. This is TWINN number 57, This Week in Nerd News, where in 5 minutes or less, I would share with you just some technical perspectives that we need to consider this week. And I would like to talk first about your location data and mine. And by default, these smartphones that we carry in our pockets collect an extreme amount of precise location data. That's by default. In fact, we have to really go out of our way completely to find the many ways that we do leave these digital trails everywhere. Now, this is not a situation of if you have nothing to hide, then you have nothing to worry about kind of scenario. And then you add our pandemic situation, and it has the result of being used as an excuse to scale up a citizen surveillance. Because the data already exists, and there's nothing that needs to be invented, and there's nothing that requires to be deployed, only someone to ask for such data. And if it's done under the guise of anonymous data, it is very easy to obtain. And here's what our country of Canada has done. And it has raised some very significant privacy concerns, and it should concern us all. And so we must act accordingly now that we know that this is happening. And since we know it's happening here, chances are pretty good it's happening in many places around the world. Now, Zerodium is a marketplace where people that know of weaknesses in software can get paid money for it, usually more than if they use a disclosure directly to the vendor. And so this $200,000 to $400,000 reward for finding vulnerabilities in the world's most popular email programs tells us a lot. Even staying up to date on those programs isn't sufficient anymore. So turns out that doing your email in a browser is actually the safest path today. Now, I'll talk more about NFTs here in a bit, but this NFT on OpenSea will steal your IP address. And it's a very interesting and nefarious use of NFT makers in a marketplace that's commonly used today. So be careful what you click on. And here we have a news story about hackers using device registration trick to attack enterprises with lateral phishing. This is a multi-phased approach that's all about taking advantage of companies' bring your own device policies, where they're bringing non-managed devices into the workplace and using that as an infection vector. But with zero trust, this can be mitigated while allowing the BYOD, or bring your own device policy, to continue. And I'm going to end with some really good news. The Office of Management and Budget released a federal strategy to move the US government towards a zero trust architecture. And we're starting to see this more and more everywhere, which is excellent, because this is all about raising the bar so high for cyber criminals that they just go elsewhere. And did you know that there is a very neutral video about NFTs? That's a very, very long YouTube video, but it takes a neutral stance on NFTs and helps us all to navigate and understand what it's all about. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.